Fuck. Neurotics.
Well, hello there, my fellow Neurotics. This is another episode of Neuronymous. I'm really excited about this one. Feel like it's been long overdue. You know, the Oscar nominations, give you a little bit of background. The Oscars are my Super Bowl. They always have been. I've never been into sports. I've always been into the movies. I've been always very geeky. But yeah, the Oscar, you know, the Emmys, I would say, are my World Series, and then the Oscars are my Super Bowl. Like last year was one of the few times that I actually missed a good portion of them. Sadly, because I would have loved to have seen Sam Rockwell win the Oscar for Three Billboards in whatever Missouri it was. Yeah. So I haven't really had a whole heck of a lot of time to discuss the nominations this year, and full disclosure here, I've not seen all the nominees. I'd also like to talk about some of my favorite movies this year. I've got an amazing guest. He's been on the show before, and he's broken the record for longest episode ever. It was 1 hour and 40 minutes. His name is Darcy Wennes. I'm really excited because he and I are both huge film buffs, and we love watching movies. We love talking about movies and exasperating our significant others about, oh my God, that shot. How did they do that? Or that score is so amazing. It's beautiful. Or, we love movies. And I'm really excited. We're going to talk about the Oscar nominations. I think we're going to probably talk about some of our favorite movies of last year. But, again, full disclosure, I've not seen all the Best Picture nominations. Although I know of them, I know the nominees, some of which I'm really not happy with, and we'll get to that. And it's not because I think they're, like I said, I haven't seen some of them that I have quite a bit of disdain for, the fact that they've been nominated. But maybe I'm sure I should probably see them before I talk about them. But this is my show, so I can do what I want. Na boo boo. Anyway, yeah, I said na boo boo. Yeah, I said that. Anywho, so yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode. And we just, we're gonna talk about them, the nominees, and in 2018, I had another movie roundup back at the beginning of the year. I think it was New Year's Day actually, where I had Adams McConkey and Michael Murphy on the show, and we talked about movies. But we talked a lot about different things in pop culture that day, and I don't feel like we did. I mean, it was a great episode. It was a lot of fun, but I feel like that we really lost focus. And plus, we had the dog in the room with us, and he was barking his head off, and he may bark his head off this time, but at least I know that the focus will be on cinema. So, I'm also very excited. This is off topic of movies, which is kind of ironic because I was just talking about, we should just talk about movies. I now have a 2012 Honda Accord. I'm very excited about that. I love Hondas. My very, very first car back when I was in high school was an 86 or an 87 Honda Accord. Dates fail me these days. So I think it was an 86 Honda Accord, but could have been 87. But it was very, very quickly ripped away from me in a really horrific accident, and I had to say goodbye to it. It got totaled. So I saw the ad for this 2012 Honda Accord at the Honda dealership, and I was like, yep, that's mine. It doesn't have Bluetooth, it doesn't have all-wheel drive, which is, it's nice to have all-wheel drive, especially in Minnesota. I mean, it was fucking negative 50 degrees out last week. I mean, that is, it was just, oh my God, it was just horrible. It was terrible. It was and I feel like it hasn't really gotten much better, but it's still, according to the people who get paid, the weather people, and that's another whole headache and the whole other thing I could gripe about. According to the weather and my Alexa, I'm just waiting for her to do something. Yeah, the temperature is less cold than it was, last week, but I feel like it's just as cold. Anyway, so it's gonna be a good episode, and again, I'm really pleased with my car. It's got leather seats. It's got seat warmers, which is awesome. I've never had a car with seat warmers, so that's pretty cool. And it's I saw it in the ad, and I was like, that's it. That's the one. And when you know. That's what I said about my when I got married, when I met my wife for the first time, and look how that turned out. I'm just kidding. Everything's great. My marriage is great. I love her. I love my wife. But yeah, so Darcy is going to be on here very shortly, and I will be bringing him on the show. So I hope you enjoy this episode dedicated to the cinema and movies of 2018. All right, we got Darcy with us right now, Darcy Wennes, and we are here to talk about the movies and the Oscar nominations, and let's just take it away.
Good morning, by the way.
Good morning, good sir. Yeah, and I said in my intro, in full disclosure, I have not seen all the nominees.
No, I think that's impossible.
It's impossible,
especially living in Mankato.
Yeah.
Half of them.
Yeah.
The low budget art pieces.
Yep. My wife just was texting me saying, "Have you said somehow the Hurt Locker came up in the conference she's at. I don't know." And I was just like, she was like, "Do you know about the Hurt Locker?" I said, "Yeah, you mean that overrated movie that won Best Picture several years ago that nobody's ever heard from since?"
Well, this would be a theme in the topic today, but the Oscars are political. And so that was the first female director.
It was
to win. Yeah, I think she won Best Director.
She won Best Director, and it is also one of the first films to political movies about the war in Iraq. Because there were movies like the Kingdom that got that was out that with Jamie Foxx and Chris Cooper and Jennifer Garner and Jason Bateman, which I actually really like that movie. Have you ever seen that one?
Maybe.
There's a terrorist attack, and they go to Iraq to investigate it, the attack, and anyway. But there was that, and then there was Lions and Lambs or something like that with Tom Cruise and Robert Redford.
Wow, you have a better memory than me.
Well, don't worry, it will go away in time. You're like 90, right?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. It's the beard. Everybody thinks I'm much older than
I had a beard for a while, and then I was like, I'm just gonna do the soul patch for a while. And somebody said I look like I should be part of the paneled van group, which I think he was indicating that I look like a pedophile.
Right. Come on in.
I'm not a pedophile, people, just for the record.
I don't think that needs to be established. I don't think that.
I'm married, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's like that. I might as well just say that. Oh, he can't be a pedophile. He's in a fraternity.
It's just a cover.
He's not gay.
Your marriage is just a cover. We know what you really are.
Yes. Well, that makes one of us, right?
Yeah. Right.
All right. So we got. You said we were talking yesterday, and you said you were watching Roma.
Yes.
Did you finish Roma?
I didn't.
Yeah.
No.
I don't mind foreign films, but I've gotten to that point in my life where I'm just like, it's just too much work. I mean, there are some movies where I don't know, like that movie. It just doesn't look any. I have no interest in seeing it. Like, I mean, and maybe I should because it's nominated and I should be more informed. But
I think it's nominated again, politics-wise.
Politics, yeah.
You know, obviously Hollywood is very liberal, and so we've got this whole quote unquote war against the border and immigration and all that. And this is a very. I'm not saying it's horrible. I mean, cinematography. In fact, I picked it for. A couple awards, but you know, I don't know where you want to start. You want to start with Best Picture, but
let's start with
because we're talking about Roma. I got about an hour of the way through it, and I was just bored to tears. There was not much character set up. I don't want to do any spoilers, but it's just basically about
a family, right?
It's about the main character is a housekeeper in Mexico. And the dad, at least at this point in the movie, he's a doctor, and he goes off to Quebec and you know, hasn't really come back. And I don't believe he will come back. But it's this young housekeeper girl, and she gets pregnant, and with kind of, you know, this fly-by-night boyfriend of hers, a friend of hers. And anyway, so really the only plot right now is dad's not coming back, and she's pregnant.
Oh.
And so, but we're an hour in. Mm. They spend the first half hour just doing their daily routine of what a day looks like in their life. And she's cooking and cleaning and obviously cares for the kids a lot, this gal. And the mom is very supportive. She's part of the gal is part of the family. And, but it's just slow, and I wouldn't...
Was it better than Mother? Just kidding. I gotta throw a Mother in joke.
Yeah, I think Mother, the difference is I was into Mother. I was like, okay, where's this going?
Yeah.
Like I was in, and then it just got crazy at the end. But this movie, it doesn't really bring you in,
and it doesn't get crazy.
So, as far as Best Picture is concerned, it's nominated, and in many circles, it's the front runner. But I think they'll give it Best Foreign Picture for sure. And I think a lot of the Oscar, the nominators, the voters,
the Academy of Arts and Sciences.
Yeah, the members that vote on the Oscars, are going to say, okay, it's good, but if I can give it Best Foreign Picture, and then I can vote for another picture.
Right. I still have never seen the movie The Artist, the silent film one.
Okay, that was fabulous.
Was it?
That was hands down deserved the Best Picture.
Did deserve Best Picture, okay.
And you know, both Roma and The Artist are black and white. Yeah. And we have.
It's kind of right. Maybe that's where
I don't try to put myself on a pedestal filmmaking wise, but in America, we want Black Panther. We want the Avengers Infinity War. Yeah. There's a very few of us that are like, oh, black and white, good choice. Yeah. Plus, Roma has subtitles. Now, you know, again, I don't have a problem with subtitles.
I don't have a problem. My favorite.
But if you compare foreign pictures like Mediterraneo, which was, I don't know if you've ever seen that. No. That was a few years ago. Well, probably like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. Fabulous. You got El Chocolat and all these really great foreign movies. I don't put Roma in that category. I don't know.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time is Cinema Paradiso, and that's a foreign film. And you know, like I think I used to like foreign films more back in the day than I do now because, like, honestly, like I think you can agree we're both busy people, and like we just have so little time. Like we want to be entertained. You know what I mean? We want to be entertained. We want our time not to be not necessarily wasted, but just we want to make the biggest bang, get the best bang for our buck. You know?
I can do a 2-hour dialogue-based movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it's good, if the writing's good, the characters are good, I'm in. Yeah. But I know a lot of people are like, no, what are they doing? They're just sitting there and talking the whole time, and it's like, okay, you're not in, you're in a different. I don't want to alienate any of your listeners because we all have entertainment value. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like my girlfriend is very much into, more pop movies, popcorn movies, as I call them, and that's great. That's what she likes to be entertained by. I'm just, I don't know.
Yeah,
move me and I'm there. You know.
I'll tell you.
And I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. Dang it! But Black Panther moved me. That was a good movie.
Did you?
It was above and beyond Avenger movies. It had a lot of and
you know what? Like
it was well done.
Right. The first time I saw it, I was kind of like, eh. And then I watched it with my wife, and I think it was because my wife is she's a pretty tough sell when it comes to movies. Like I think she can give or take movies.
Right.
Like, and she was like, I was like, so what do you think of this one? She was like, it's amazing, and I'm like, oh, well, with that attitude, you know, I don't remember. I feel like I saw it with somebody that I don't know if I saw it by myself or what, but I watched it and I was like, it's all right. But like I watched the most when it was on Netflix, and I was like, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. Do I think it's Best Picture good though? No.
Right.
I'll tell you what I actually thought was a better movie, and I'll get lost. People will laugh me off this show, and I may lose my whole entire viewer listenership.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I don't have a listener.
All 17 of us?
All 17.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I know.
How many listeners do you have right now?
Well, as far as followers, I've now got 40.
Awesome.
Yeah, 40 people.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I, like I said, people are listening all over the country now.
Nice.
And the world. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like put that in my, like when I try and get like
your bio,
a guest.
Yeah.
I'll be like, it's listened to on Spotify and now worldwide.
Yeah.
And so I get really excited about that. Like, and I always make fun of my mom because my mom was like, do they speak English in Slovakia? And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Mom.
Yeah.
Just like seriously, go read a book or something. You know, go look up an encyclopedia. Anyway, but I'll tell you what movie that I just absolutely loved, and it's this. I'm wincing.
Go ahead.
Mission Impossible Fallout.
I loved it.
I loved it.
I like all the Mission Impossibles.
I do too. You know, I have still seen. I have not. I own it, and in fact, it's sitting right on the arm of the couch. But I did not see the one right before it, directly before it. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I haven't. But I watched this Mission Impossible, and I thought to myself, the stunts, amazing.
Well,
and it's not just the stunt, and it wasn't just the action. It had this level of poignance that actually moved me at the end, where like he's talking to his wife. You know, his ex-wife, and like
he had a lot of good backstory.
Yeah, it was like some people, I think some critics compared it to On Her Majesty's Secret Service, like that James Bond movie where it was a little bit more. There's a little bit more, you know, emotional heft to it. And I thought this one, like most of the Mission Impossible movies, like the second one is like just absolutely the nadir of the series, like the one that John Woo directed. Like I mean, I just thought I would. Somebody said that they would rather be hit and like punched in the face like 5 times than watch the second one, and like you know, I wasn't crazy about it either. But like, I think that it's one of those series that's just gotten better as each episode goes along.
I think my girlfriend, my ex-wife, a lot of women, they don't like Tom Cruise.
They don't
anymore.
like Tom Cruise, yeah.
For when he jumped on the couch and on Oprah, that kind of threw him off. But his Scientology thing, when he told Brooke Shields she should just suck it up and postpartum doesn't exist. And I've worked with women with postpartum in my practice.
It exists.
And, of course it does.
Yes, it does.
I mean, you're messing with hormones.
Yeah.
You know, a baby is a foreign body.
Yeah.
It's like a cancer cell in a woman's body. I mean, I'm not trying to dilute. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, right? But when a woman gets pregnant, it's like her body is trying to reject it.
Yeah. I mean.
And so, anyway, he got a lot of flack for that.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a more dedicated action star.
Or actor.
I mean, just look at the previous one. I mean, the guy hung off the Burj Dubai in like the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
It's
and,
like strap me to a rope and I'll just do it. Ghost Protocol. Or he trained himself to breathe underwater for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah.
for the same movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of action stars who are like, okay, let's just cut. You know, I'll go underwater and there'll be a scuba diver down here.
Yeah.
Shoot me for 30 seconds and then we'll cut and I'll go, you know, get some air and then He trained to breathe underwater for 3 minutes. He learned how to fly a flippin' helicopter.
For this most recent one, yeah.
And all his motorcycle stunts.
Yep.
I mean, he's going to die.
He's going to die.
Making a movie.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I was talking to my dad.
It's just a matter of time.
It is true. And was talking to my dad, and I said to my dad, you know what? He has become the American Jackie Chan. And my dad was like,
I agree. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. And then my dad goes, yeah, but
comparison.
Tom Cruise can act. And I'm like,
yeah, he can.
Yeah, and I was
Born on the 4th of July.
Magnolia.
Yeah.
Like Magnolia, which is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, and here's the thing. You know, the Tom Cruise hate machine. Like, here's the thing. He did Rain Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Dustin Hoffman took away the Oscar for that. Deservedly.
Right.
But honestly, I thought Tom Cruise was... It is much harder for, in my opinion, to be the straight man than be the guy that's really swinging for the fences and trying to be like artistic and stuff like that. I mean, every actor wants a role that's like Dustin Hoffman had in Rain Man, like so they can show to the world, you know. And I think in my eyes, Tom Cruise much harder to be the person that bounces off of.
Well, and just bouncing between, okay, this is just about money, to that crossover to emotional attachment and for his long lost brother, and he did a great job. Yeah,
I mean, and that's the thing. Like I said, he may very well be the Jackie Chan of America, but he has, like, when you watch a movie with Tom Cruise, like there's an intensity and a gravitas about him, like and I was talking to my dad. There really aren't any more movie stars anymore. Like they're all. I mean, there's in my mind, a movie star is somebody whose name alone on the marquee will be like, oh fuck, I'm going to see him. You know.
Yeah.
And
no matter what it is.
No matter what it is. And the thing is, there aren't any of those anymore because every actor that somebody goes to see a movie with them in it, it's tied to a franchise. Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. You know, Chris Hemsworth, The Avengers. You know, like...
Although in El Royale, he was fabulous.
He was fantastic in El Royale. You know, that's another movie. Like, that was number 2 on my top 10 list of last year. Like, that movie was just... At times at the El Royale, like, I could go on and on and on about it.
Right.
But yeah, and perhaps in a little while we'll talk about that if we have some time after that, the Oscars. But some of our favorite movies. But Best Picture, Black Panther, good movie. I get it. I mean, I get why it was nominated. I mean, I think
again, you got that political undertone.
Yeah, but personally,
African American, not enough. Spike Lee's in here too.
I like your watch.
Thank you. It's a smart watch.
Smart watch? Is it? Okay.
It's smarter than me. But you've got that, like, we need more nominations of people of color and trans, more diversity.
Right,
more cultural diversity.
Yes.
And so this year's nominees in all the categories have a lot of that crossover.
Right. Well, so what I thought was really funny about the Oscars a few years ago was that, there was the whole Oscar So White camp, Well, the year before that happened, 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture, and I was just like, where is this coming from? Like the year before, a movie was nominated about slavery, and I mean, yes, I get it. The nominees were all white. I get it. But
it was just one movie.
It was So
I get it.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, and you and I can get off topic a lot, so you need to keep me back on task.
And vice versa.
But Brad Pitt right now, sneakily, very quietly, is a good producer. He produced Green Book.
Yeah. Oh, did he? He also produced Beautiful Boy.
Or is it Beautiful Boy or Green Book?
Beautiful Boy.
But he's not.
Plan B.
People don't know.
Productions.
Yeah, he's got some. So he took him an Oscar for that movie, and when he went up to accept it, because we know the producer accepts the Oscar Best Picture.
Of course. Yeah.
I was like, huh. Brad Pitt. I mean, he had a little part in it. He just helped build a house for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he sneakily is being a very good producer.
Yeah, well, Michael Douglas was the same way. You know, Michael Douglas. I mean,
Cuckoo's Nest.
Yep, Cuckoo's Nest. He won best director for not
producer.
Producer, yeah, for that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what he. Now he's on the Kaminsky method or whatever. Kid.
Well, he won the Golden Globe for that.
Yeah, he did. You know, I've always liked that Michael Douglas. Like he's
great.
He's a great actor.
Wall Street.
Well, yeah.
I even liked him in Romancing the Stone and all those movies.
That's like one of my all-time favorite movies, Romancing the Stone. And
back when Kathleen Turner was
not a man.
I didn't know I was gonna say that.
I'll say it, man.
Age was not been well
to
her.
Well, she's and to be fair, she's like I'm pretty sure a heavy chain smoker, and she is an alcoholic. I believe. I think. Yeah. Alcohol really did not.
Well, when she was on Californication, it was perfect for her.
Really?
Did you see that? Watch that on Showtime?
No.
Okay, really good.
I probably
David Duchovny was awesome.
Yeah, I saw the episode where.
Not Californication. Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. It's the morning. My coffee hasn't kicked in.
It's okay. I don't know how to make coffee, so I just made an energy drink. So my wife will probably give me shit about it because. Like she's like that's just for emergencies, and I'm like I have like 2 interviews today, so
you need your energy.
I need my energy, yeah, and yeah. So, but yeah.
Anyway,
Kathleen Turner, total sex symbol in the early 80s,
yeah.
And then she became like anyway, yeah, and you know just. And God, I probably shouldn't have said that thing about her being a man because that's gonna get some hate. But like,
who cares? I mean, basically, age did not
do her any favors.
I was like, woofda. That's my Norwegian coming out.
It's okay. My wife has been saying it a lot lately.
So yes, we like Michael Douglas. I like my dream when I was out in Hollywood was to do exactly what a lot of these stars do. Some don't. They just give me a script. And I like it, and how much are you going to pay me? And they show up, and they put their time and their effort. You know, the method actors,
right?
Dustin Hoffman and
Al Pacino,
and of our generation, you've got
Bradley Cooper's actually become quite the method actor.
He's pretty good. He's more of a movie star than a method actor.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about A Star Is Born. That was like his coming out piece. But no, I'm talking about. The last Indiana Jones movie.
Kate Blanchett?
No, the Indiana Jones son.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that guy.
He's a method actor. He's a freak.
He's probably a method actor too. But
yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of artists that aren't tortured by addiction.
Yeah.
Across the board, writers, poets, most of people that get into acting or arts or painters, they're tortured.
Yeah.
And the only way to really release a demon. But anyway.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, he was a method actor, I'd say.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
God,
but really, he was more of a theater guy.
Yeah.
He did. I think he did acting in the films more to just pay the bills.
Oh gosh.
He'd rather roam around the village and make plays.
I think Ethan Hawke is actually a really underrated actor too.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
And he works a lot. He works about as much as Nick Cage does, but he actually does good movies.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that you say that is my favorite movie of the year was a Nicolas Cage movie.
I know you were talking about that. Yeah.
Mandy. And it's not because of my wife's name, it's Mandy, but yeah, I know.
A little bias there, yeah.
It's a little weird because it's one of those movies where like nobody heard of it. Like just absolutely like I've had it be like. You like grabbing people by like their shirt collar, like you need to watch Mandy,
right?
But like I felt the same way about last year's Brawl in Cell Block 99, which you can see on I think Amazon Prime now. Did you ever see that one?
No.
Vince Vaughn, man, changed my whole view of him as an actor. If you get, we'll talk about it afterwards. But anyway, so Best Picture, we clearly have our Star Is Born. For me, that's the front runner. I hope it wins. Like I said, I think it's a flawed movie. I don't think it's perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
But it brings you in.
Yeah, it brings me in.
You're in it.
I think that if I had one problem, and maybe it's because I'm a total I love being manipulated by the movies emotionally.
Yeah.
I feel like we were cheated out of that moment where she discovers him in the spoiler alert when she finds him, dead. Sorry guys, but
yeah, there wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
She never found him. In fact, we never see the body.
Right, exactly.
Just the garage door closes, and that's it.
And that's it. And that might be to its
the next
credit.
thing you know, you see the blue and red flashing lights in the backyard.
Yep, exactly.
That's all we know. We know it happened.
We know it happened. But I feel like after all that we've been through them together, I feel like there should have been that moment of catharsis, like where like she finds him and she's like holding him, and like there's like it. I felt like after all that we've been through, there like it just seemed very kind of rushed at the end.
Well, and all the crap they added in the middle.
Yeah, like
her,
the movie could have been about 20 minutes shorter.
Of course, 3 dance studio shots and
yeah.
I don't
and
like.
I didn't buy her changing her hair color.
I didn't buy her going pop.
I didn't buy her that either.
But it also shows how when you get in the hands of the record company, and they start selling you as a product versus as a human being,
right?
But besides the bathtub scene, I mean that's the only time Bradley Cooper or the character says, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
you're not the gal who I pulled up on stage." The first 45 minutes of that movie were probably some of the best ever of any movie. I was like, oh my god, this is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just their intimate moments in the parking lot when they're getting to know each other.
The peas on the
peas and how nice of a man he was, and just them falling for each other.
It's just the man had so many demons.
All the way up till like the montage of when she's on the road with him.
Right.
After that, he had the good scene with Sam Elliott. And we're going to talk about Sam Elliott. We got to work through these categories. We're going to get off topic.
Yeah,
we're on Best Picture.
Yes. Okay.
The front runner is Roma. I don't think it's going to get it. I think it's going to get Best Foreign Picture. At the Golden Globes, the favorite, Green Book won the drama.
Yeah.
And Bohemian Rhapsody won the musical.
Yeah. Bohemian Rhapsody got pretty critically drubbed too, which is
I don't
weird.
know why. I thought it was fabulous.
Probably because of the whole Bryan Singer thing, with him being like into like trying to rape like little kids and stuff like that. Or,
well,
like, not little kids.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like here's
boys.
The thing. Yeah, boys. Yeah. Like I have yet to see that movie. I've yet to see Bohemian Rhapsody, and I know.
Rami Malek is a tour de force, and it's very emotional.
Yeah.
It's very. I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because of the politics of Bryan Singer.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be up there, which is sad because it won the Golden Globe and it should have. And Rami Malek won Best Actor in a musical.
Yeah, and musical or comedy, which is the same. Which is weird because a few years ago, The Martian got nominated for musical or comedy. And I was like, and Matt Damon won Best Actor.
Although he was pretty funny.
He was pretty funny.
He had some moments, but I wouldn't call it a comedy.
Comedy at all. But
so I think we both agree. Yeah. Star is Born.
Star is Born. Yep.
But if somebody sneaks in the back door, it's probably the favorite.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say I think if something sneaks back through the back door, I think it might be the Black Panther. To be honest with you. I think it
interesting.
I say it because I think it's got the scope, of like a Lord of the Rings type movie. Like it, I'm not saying it's anywhere near as good as Lord of the Rings movie, but anyway, we'll move on.
Okay. Yeah. So actress.
Yeah.
Glenn Close won the drama in the Golden Globes. Now I only bring up Golden Globes because they're usually there's a high percentage of the winners of Golden Globes going on and winning the Oscars.
Yep.
And then obviously the second is Lady Gaga, but I think what they'll do with Lady Gaga is give her the best song, and say, "Hey, great job in really literally your only first feature film."
Right.
But I think it's going to go to Glenn Close.
And the thing is,
or Olivia Colman.
Really?
She won the Golden Globe.
Did she? I haven't seen like I said, I haven't seen The Favorite, and I think I've told you why I won't see The Favorite.
You don't like period pieces, or what?
No, I like period pieces, but I don't like Yorgos Lanthimos, whatever his name is, because he directed The Lobster. And I know you said, man, you got to give people second chances, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
But like that movie is like literally that, and the movie. Well, anyway, staying close to the best of the Oscar. I'm scared to watch it because I if it's anything like The Lobster, it's from the same filmmaker. Like I had such a bad.
It'll be a video thing for me.
Yeah,
I'll definitely check it out.
I'll probably check it out, but yeah.
So who do you have as best actress then?
I'm voting
Gaga or what?
I want Gaga to win.
Well, you want it. I would like her to too, but I'm talking about who is probably going to
probably win it because she's been in the industry for 30 years at least, and almost 40 years at this point. She's going to win it. I mean, whether I haven't seen it, so whether she deserves it or not, I don't know. But it's going to be one of those let's give it to Paul Newman for Color of Money, even though he's done better stuff. But
I think is going to be the Sam Elliott factor, but we haven't got to that category yet.
Haven't gotten that category. But no, I think Glenn Close.
So we both agree Star is Born Best Picture, Glenn Close Best Actress.
Right. Yep.
Now, I'm not trying to convince you. It's not a contest, right?
Fuck you, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not.
No, I got it.
So supporting actress Regina King.
Regina King's gonna win. Yeah.
No, we don't even need to discuss that.
We don't. Yeah, I mean, she's won so many Emmys for like American Crime, which she's been
around for a while.
Like the first movie I ever saw her in was Higher Learning, with John, which is really an underrated film. If you've never seen it, I thought it was a great movie. But Regina King is just any movie or TV show she's in, she rules the screen. I mean, she's got so much. Yeah, she's good. Right. She's gonna win. But yeah,
actors should be interesting. Best actor.
I bet. Yeah.
I think going on politics, everybody hates the Cheeto Jesus in the White House. That's what I call him. I'm sorry, that's probably derogatory to some people.
No, I call him clownfish.
Yeah, he is. We don't need to get into politics that way, but if there's any more hated politician by the left, which is what Hollywood is. Up until that point was Dick Cheney. The guy was a monster. I
swear to God, if that movie wins any,
I think Christian Bale is going to win because of that.
Well, here's the thing, like
talk about the greatest method actor of our time.
Yes,
that's him.
That is him. Yeah.
That guy will drop 50 pounds and add 60 pounds.
He's the De Niro, I'd say, of our ours. Well, I'll include you in my generation.
Yeah. Are you a millennial or are you?
I was born in 1981, so I don't know what I am.
You're right on the cusp.
I'm the cusp.
I'm definitely Gen X, but
yeah.
So, backdoor for actor, I wish it was Rami Malek.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be.
Yeah.
That's tough. I mean, Viggo Mortensen won the Golden Globe.
Golden Globe. I think they.
No, Rami Malek won for.
You're right.
Comedy musical. Yeah. And Viggo won for.
I'd like Viggo Mortensen. Well, again, it's not about but I think I have a feeling.
Oh, actually, no. He didn't win. It was Christian Bale for the drama.
Right.
And it was Rami Malek for the comedy.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's going to be between those two, I think. But I think Rami Malek's going to get screwed for the same reason the Bryan Singer.
Yeah. I've never seen anything.
Anyway, mine is Christian Bale.
I've only seen one thing with Rami Malek, and it was not Mr. Robot. I know
he was great in that, too.
Yeah, the only thing I've ever seen Rami Malek in is a movie that was called it was a movie that had Brie Larson in it, and it was like a halfway house basically, and she was one of the volunteers there, and hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
The thing with Rami Malek is he's such a unique person and facial and acting style. I don't think his career is going to translate. He's not going to do any crossover buddy movies.
Right.
He's not going to be able to do any big popcorn movies.
Right.
He's got a very unique art niche. Kind of like, oh, come on. My brain farts. And Lamictal, I take Lamictal. It makes it difficult for me to get names.
Yeah.
The pianist.
Adrian Brody.
Yeah. I think Rami Malek is very much an Adrian Brody. If you cast him in the right part, he can win an Oscar. But, what has Adrian Brody done lately? I mean, he was in The Village, which was very good.
Yeah, he did Predators.
Yeah, so I think
that was a few years ago.
I think Rami Malek had the perfect role, perfect body type, perfect facial structure, but he more than just looking like Mercury.
Yeah,
he
nailed it. Can I give you a funny story?
Okay.
My wife and I and we went and saw Deadpool 2. All right.
Great movie.
Great movie. Yeah, my top 10 actually.
Both of them.
Yeah. We went and saw that, and we watched a trailer for, Bohemian Rhapsody, and she goes, "What? He doesn't look anything like Prince." I'm like,
Prince?
and I said to her, "What? What? What? What did you just say?" She goes, "He looks nothing like Prince. Why did they cast him?" And I'm like, "Different. It's Queen. It's Queen. What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, we're done. Moving on.
So I have Christian Bale as best actor. Who do you have?
You know what?
I don't think Bradley's going to be able to do it.
You know what?
He was great though.
He's been nominated a few times already. I think I have a feeling it might be a surprise and he might get it. I actually do.
I think it's going to be like a Good Will Hunting factor.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it. 2 young kids wrote a script.
Yeah.
Great movie. Robin Williams won the Oscar.
Yeah.
But
Burt Reynolds should have won.
Anyway. Yeah, for Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
But I think he is going to get Best Adapted Screenplay.
I think you're right.
And that's what they did for...
I think Christian Bale's...
For Good Will Hunting, they threw a Best Original. Let's give him an Oscar. We'll give him a writing Oscar.
Yeah. I think
which
right.
is sad.
It is sad, and I think you're right. I think Christian Bale probably will win. And and the thing is, I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't really. Again, I can't. But like.
And Christian Bale hasn't won yet.
Yes, he has.
Oh yeah.
For The Fighter, he won supporting actor.
Oh, that's right.
He lost like
the Hustler, not the Hustler.
The Fighter.
Yeah, the Fighter, Wahlberg. But the 60s.
American Hustle.
American Hustle.
He should have won. I thought he was fantastic in that.
And
movie.
The best Batman by far. I don't even compare it.
Yeah.
I mean, who are you gonna? Clooney. Anyway.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton was good. I think Michael Keaton played the best Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Here's the thing. Christian. Here's the thing. I actually like Ben Affleck as Batman. And that's it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
And personal taste. I just thought he brought had the right physicality of Bruce. They didn't really do much with him as Bruce Wayne, but I just thought. But at the same time, I think as far as Batman goes, yeah, Christian Bale is probably. The whole do I look like a cop?
Yeah.
Thing really.
Well,
where's the trigger?
Well, they actually did the voice. They modified it for him.
Yeah.
Or for Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Anyway, but
so best actor, who do you think?
Best actor, Christian Bale will probably win. Yeah.
I'd like to see Rami Malek sneak in the back door, but
I want Bradley Cooper because he took singing lessons and voice lessons to lower his voice a whole register.
He was fabulous.
But I mean,
he did a great job.
And the character could have been just so completely, utterly unlikable, but he made it so like you felt like the man had so many demons, and he did so many terrible things. Like when he puts the cake or whatever in her face when he finds out that she got some sort of acclaim or something like that. Like you could have been like, yeah, that guy, I'm done with it. But like just the part where he pisses himself, like that. I mean,
that was an uncomfortable moment.
That was the person I saw.
Sold it.
Yeah, the person I saw with it actually, she'd seen it 2 times before, and she said, "I have to go. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I don't like this scene at all."
I did too the second time.
Yeah.
It was just maybe because I've been there. I haven't pissed myself. I wasn't really a booze guy, but the pills he took, his interpretation. We're both recovering addicts, right?
Right.
I think he did high really well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Especially opiate high.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of high.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like a Valium opiate combo. He nailed it.
He did. He nailed it, and
but in politics,
Christian
Bale's
going to win. Yeah.
So supporting actor, I really want to see Sam Elliott win.
Yeah.
He wasn't in a lot of scenes.
He wasn't in a lot, but he sold it when
he sold it, and I think it's going to be one of those things, kind of like a Martin Landau.
Yeah.
With the Tim Burton Ed Wood.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's been around forever.
Yeah.
He's never even been nominated. We got to give it to him.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like.
But Mahershala Ali for Green Book won the Golden Globe, and he's the front runner.
Well, yeah, and he's won the Oscar before, and he won for
Moonlighting, right?
Snooze Light, yeah.
How that won Best Picture? Was that last year or the year before?
That was the year before. Yeah, that was the one where they thought where Warren Beatty fucked up and was like,
Faye Dunaway.
Yeah,
and I thought La La Land should have won.
Yeah, I thought La La Land. My wife hated that movie. I think a lot of people hated that movie because I think I don't know what they were expecting.
Well, musicals, people like, why are they singing right now? And
yeah, like I like music. Like personally, I thought The Greatest Showman should have been up for Best Picture, and he should at the very least should have been nominated for Best Actor, Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Because I mean that movie is his movie. I mean, like
the music was fabulous.
The music was fabulous, and he honestly, like my wife and I have a rule, and this is off topic again. If Hugh Jackman's in the movie, it can't be that bad.
Right.
That's well, and just because he's also my boyfriend.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah, I mean, well, you talked about that earlier about actors that if they're in it, people are just going to see it. I mean, there's a few.
Yeah,
but I love going. I'm glad that Family Video still exists.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. Because first of all, you can get a movie pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But I'll go through the video store and I'll see movies that are in the new release section that never even made it to and with big stars.
Right.
It would be like De Niro and somebody else, and I'm like, what is that movie? Mm-hmm. And I worked in the film business out there. Right. I don't need to repeat that. People know. But we've done about they do about 350 movies a year out of Hollywood alone. And how many get released every week?
Right.
I mean, there's so much stuff that gets done.
Right.
Anyway, off topic. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So, supporting actor, who do you got?
Give me the nominees again.
You got Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Adam Driver, Black Klansman. You got Sam Elliott, Star is Born.
He's gonna win.
Richard Grant, Can You Ever Forgive Me? And then Sam Rockwell for Vice.
I've seen clips of Sam Rockwell doing George W. But there's no way he's gonna win. He won last year. They're not gonna give it to him.
He deserved it last year.
He
was great.
That movie's fantastic. I was talking to my parents.
We're talking about Three Billboards.
For people who haven't seen that. For whatever
in Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah, Ebbing, Missouri. Yes, I keep wanting to say Missoula, Missouri, or something like that. Anyway, but that movie to me, I thought it should have won every award it got, and I was talking to my dad, and he was like, she's a terrible person in that movie, but she definitely earned the Best Actress award. Yeah. And and I was like, I didn't think she was a terrible person. If I were a mother and that happened.
You have a random man walking in your backyard.
Really? Oh, that's my neighbor.
Sorry, it distracted me.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the scene with the deer in that movie, that's what nailed the Oscar for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was probably the best scene in the movie, I thought. Because she showed some real emotion about her daughter, and the pain, versus the anger that's masking the pain, So,
for me, the part that won her the Oscar was the part where, she's so angry with the sheriff, right? Yeah. And he coughs blood, and then she just like that hardness disappears, and she's like, oh my God, honey,
the scene with the minister in the kitchen was just awesome.
She that was probably one of the most incendiary, and yes, I don't use that word lightly. Incendiary,
anti-Christian, anti-organized religion type of thing.
But I thought it was probably one of the best female performances I've ever seen on the screen. Yeah, to be honest,
she was awesome.
And same goes when she went for Fargo. There's nobody. I mean, and I love the show Fargo, but Frances McDormand is I'd say probably one of my favorite actresses. She's right up there with Meryl Streep and Julianne Moore. They can do anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on.
She's got the Coen brothers connection, so
yeah, exactly.
I love that.
She's married to but Sam Elliott's gonna win because of I think it has to do with the fact the longevity of his career. I think and
I want him to win, but I think
you know,
Mahershala Ali for Green Book will win.
The dude abides, though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Why do you gotta curse so much, dude?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, bartender, you got a good sarsaparilla?
Sarsaparilla.
Don't get me going on the Lebowski. I actually have my Lebowski shirt on.
Oh, does he? Oh, how did you get that?
You can get anything on the internet.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, my birthday's coming up.
For the listeners, it says Lebowski
2020. It's aggression. Well, that's 10, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta get that. All right. Yeah. All right. So anyway.
Director.
I
don't know.
Yeah,
probably Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah, he's gonna win it again. And he's a good director. Personally, my favorite movie that he's ever actually directed is The Little Princess. To be honest with you, which is way back in the '90s. I love that movie. You know what? I can't say that. I mean, he's directed other movies. After that. I don't get me wrong. I loved Gravity. I actually really do love the movie Gravity.
There's a lot of continuity flaws, but visually it was
and just emotionally, like I sob at the end when she's like finally just like I want to live. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's a great movie. I still think Steve McQueen should have won Best Director that year for 12 Years a Slave. To be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I think Alfonso Cuarón was basically like, "Yep, let's give it to him this year," But I mean, technically it was well made, and I thought it was a great movie. But I thought, 12 Years a Slave was, I mean, it was just fantastic.
Okay, quick side note. Favorite space movie.
Favorite space movie? Oh god.
Either based on real.
Space Camp. Let's get in. No, I'm kidding. No.
Or fiction.
Oh goodness gracious. Gosh.
And like Star Wars, and that doesn't count.
Star Wars doesn't count at all.
Top 3.
I think, God, The Right Stuff is really good.
Right?
Yeah, that's. I think that might have to be the one. I mean, they don't. I don't think they actually go into outer space in the movie, though. I think
they do. They have the first. The first time.
Apollo 13's pretty good too.
Apollo 13 was good. I'm going to add First Man. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I knew you were.
I'm going to add First Man. I would have The Right Stuff in there.
The Martian was pretty good.
The Martian, I would.
You know
put
what?
in there.
I think I'm going to say The Martian.
And then you've got Interstellar.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but if we're going to really go back, I mean, what Kubrick did with 2001 was. People don't realize if you watch that movie back. He shot that movie in 63.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
There's no CGI in 63.
No, there's not.
Just one example. When he's floating down that hallway of all lights to go to try to turn off the computer.
Yeah.
How do you do that in 63?
Yeah.
He floats down the hallway. They don't have a vomit comet to shoot that in.
Right.
So he was on wires of some kind. There's no shadows. I mean, anyway. Okay, so space movies were off topic.
No. I was looking at me. I have this weird thing that my mic isn't working, but no, it's fine. No, but you know what? I think I've said 3 already, but no. And for me, Interstellar is it because I think it's just a masterpiece. I mean, I just it just blows the whole idea of like 7 each like for every 7 minutes they're out there is like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like it just blows my mind, and like it was just so beautifully shot. The effects were, and Matthew McConaughey. I mean, like I mean
another underrated actor.
Underrated. He's won an Oscar, but like for Dallas
for losing the most weight.
That was an okay movie.
I thought it was okay.
It was okay. I think after Suicide Squad, they should take Jared Leto's Oscar away from him.
But they've got another movie that's more focused on the Joker and Harley Quinn. That's basically their movie.
Yeah.
I think that movie was just a setup for him being the next new Joker.
Yeah.
I think he went over the top. But he deserved the Oscar in Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
He was great.
Oh, yeah, he was great. But I also think...
And a great band.
Was he better than Jay Davidson, though, in The Crying Game? Because,
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, all right.
We have to disagree on something.
No, that's I think Jay Davidson should have won the Oscar for that because honestly, like he's not an act. He was not an actor. He's like a fashion designer at the time, and like he is not. He's been in like one other movie since then, and that was it. And that was Stargate, which, Jay Davidson.
I liked Stargate, by the way. That's my personal theory on why the pyramids are there. By the way.
Really?
Yeah, I believe it's an alien thing.
Do you?
And I liked Kingdom of the Last Crystal Skull or whatever it was.
See,
Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I walked out of that movie.
Okay,
yeah.
I liked it.
Okay,
you got to see the end.
I think I'll have to watch it.
But I'm sure somebody.
I was having an argument with a friend, and I just got so pissed off. And it was less to do with the movie, to be fair, than it was that I was just like, "Fuck you, I'm leaving." He's like, yeah. But no, I left my friend there.
And that could be the same with Roma. Somebody could be listening to this right now. I'm like, you idiot! You stopped an hour through. It's a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, I liked. But what was so? I just. What was it? What was I talking about?
The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Before that,
we were talking about space movies.
Space movies. Anyway, Interstellar. Good.
Interstellar, right?
Yeah. All right. So moving on.
So cinematography, I'm going to give that to Roma.
Yeah.
In the hour I saw it, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Especially working in black and white.
Right.
Then you really got to work your shadows.
Yeah.
You got to work your props. Your production design has to be clear.
Yeah.
It has to be like stand out.
Yeah.
And it was set in the 70s in, Mexico.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So I say Roma.
Who is this? What's the name of the cinematographer?
I don't know.
It doesn't say really.
Huh. For in the weekly.
Yeah. You know what? Here.
I don't think they. I think in the weekly they just covered actors and actresses.
Here, I've got it Googled.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, cinematography, A Star Is Born. Okay.
You know what?
It's
I
good.
want Matthew Libatique to win because he's been in the industry for so long. He did like Requiem
he did
for a
Star
Dream.
Is Born.
Yeah, yep. He did Requiem for a Dream, and he's just done so much cool stuff. Like just
talk about a drug movie. Holy cow!
Yeah, probably
you don't want to go in there if you're feeling any triggers.
Yeah,
it's one big trigger that whole movie.
Alfonso Cuarón apparently was the cinematographer for Roma, because I'm looking at this and like the movie. There's a movie called Never Look Away, and Caleb Deschanel did the cinematography for that, and the favorite was Robbie Ryan. But apparently Alfonso Cuarón did the cinematography for Roma,
and he did it for Gravity too. He shot it, didn't he?
No, he did not. That was the guy who won. Cinematography. He won cinematography for Birdman as well as the Revenant. Oh, what's his name? Oh shit, that's gonna bother me.
Well, Revenant was just
hold on, Revenant.
There, when you talk about Revenant, there isn't a tour de force movie or actor or performance this year that compares to Revenant.
I think
I watched that movie. I knew, and it didn't even win Best Picture, did it?
Emmanuel Lubezki. No. Spotlight won.
Yeah.
Here's
again, politics.
Yeah, politics. I thought
Going
The Revenant should have won Best Picture that year. I mean, he won Best. Alejandro Iñárritu Gonzalez won Best Director 2 years in a row. He won it for Birdman, then for The Revenant, but he lost it at the Oscar for Best Picture to Spotlight. And again, Spotlight.
Politics.
Yeah.
One after pedophile priest.
It did nothing for me. It I watched it.
It was okay.
It was well made.
Best Picture, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought Revenant was a better movie by far.
Hands down.
Yeah, hands down.
The cinematography was just like forget about it. So
yeah, I think Matthew Libatique's gonna win because he's been in the industry for so long.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
And that's for what movie again?
That is for A Star Is Born.
Okay.
I think the cinematography for that, I mean, just some of the shots and some of the musical numbers that they made it very clean. It wasn't so quickly edited and like crap and whatever. But
so costume, it always goes to the favorite.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's gonna go to the favorite
because it's just
documentary. I didn't see any of them.
Shit.
Although Free Solo, that guy is amazing.
I haven't seen it.
He free climbs the Matterhorn.
Really?
I mean, the guy free climbs, and he climbs mountains that...
Does he?
Yeah. Isn't that what Free Solo is about?
Yeah, it's about climbing something,
Yeah. But the guy is probably the most dangerous free climber. I mean, he takes on walls that have cracks like the size of our fingernails.
Really?
And he climbs it. No ropes.
Really?
Talk about somebody's going to die someday.
Yeah.
Documentary short, I didn't really...
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. Film editing.
Does anybody really care about that? I remember Louis C.K. and I know there's a lot of controversy around Louis C.K. He goes, that's like the Oscar, like that's like just give it to the person, like give it this. That's like they're gonna win the Oscar and they're gonna get into their Volvo and they're gonna drive home. Like there's absolutely no way that they're gonna get famous out of this. They're just give it to
especially documentary short.
Yeah, like
it's like let's shoot a 15-minute doc or something.
You know who's actually won for a documentary short before? You know who Walton Goggins is? Mm-hmm. The actor. He was. Did you watch The Shield?
Yeah.
Well, he was Shane on The Shield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he and William Zabka, who was Johnny in the Karate Kid part.
By the way, great transvestite.
Yeah, on Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
Yeah. Was he transvestite or transgender?
He. I don't know if he was fully transitioned or not.
I don't
but
know.
Anyway,
but yeah.
He still had all his working parts.
Yeah, he did.
The character did.
Yeah, he is a fantastic actor. But he and William Zabka, who played Johnny in The Karate Kid, the bully in The Karate Kid, won an Oscar for Best Short. I don't remember what it was called, what it was for, but the two of them have won an Oscar before, which is, I think, just it boggles my mind.
Editing.
Yeah, editing.
Go ahead.
What are the nominees?
For editing, Black Klansman.
Okay.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Favorite, Green Book, and Vice. And I picked Vice because they do a lot of stock footage of Cheney and all the different political atmospheres that he's going through, all the news stock footage. They had a lot to edit to go back through with all the news pieces that they had to put in that movie.
Yeah.
Probably Black Klansman did too, though.
I haven't seen that one. Is it good?
Oh yeah.
Is it on like a streaming format at this point?
I don't think yet. But you can get it up at Family Video for a couple bucks.
Yeah, tell that to my wife. My wife's still like, wait, we just got you a car. We're not getting.
Oh, a $2 movie.
Yeah, I know. That's.
But hey, I'm not judging. Everybody has their own budget.
Yeah.
Foreign language, Roma.
Roma.
I think Roma's going to get that versus Best Picture.
It's going to be the Life is Beautiful, award.
Oh man, what a great movie!
Really?
Oh my god.
Oh, I can't stand it.
Oh.
And the fact that he won Best Actor just made me even more angry.
Even more deserved.
Really?
Oh yeah, we couldn't be on complete opposite camps.
Yeah, we're not
fabulous.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree. I just thought it was just like, oh yeah, let's just make a movie about the most horrific. And here's the thing, I get.
Does it the Jew factor?
I think a little bit.
Is it bad if I say Jew versus Jewish?
No,
I don't want to offend you.
No, again, Louis C.K. said something really funny. It's like Jew is like the one religion where like if you put a little stank on the end on the word, like it's both it can be a good word and a bad word. Like oh, he's Jewish or he's a Jew, yeah. Or he's just like, well, there's Muslims, there's Christians, and there's Jews. Like,
okay, I got it.
But no.
What would you prefer is what I'm asking.
Oh,
if I'm referring to as like, my friend Hal, he's a Jew. Is that a bad thing,
no.
or should I? No, because I like to be culturally competent. You know what I mean?
No, honestly, I'm one of those laid back people who are just like I don't give a shit what you call me.
So. Anyway, long story short.
Trust me, I've been called a lot of things before. I work in customer service. So
Robert Downey Jr. in
in Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, right?
Yeah.
he was fabulous.
Yeah.
He deserved the Oscar.
He deserved the Oscar for that. That
but
was
that
like
little speech where he was talking about winning Oscars.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use
the full retard.
Yeah, I'm going to use the derogatory term. Yeah. I don't like to use that word. But he's like, you went full retard. You can't go full retard. You got to go half retard.
Yeah.
Like,
Forrest Gump.
So he talked about the politics of winning an Oscar.
Yeah.
And Best Picture, any of those things, you do World War II Holocaust piece, you do, or any kind of war, you're nominated.
Yeah.
If it's decent at all.
Absolutely. And, and it's getting back to...
And some sort of Rain Man / Forrest Gump sort of character where you have to play mentally retarded.
Like,
not full mental...
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? He
man, though, he was
good in that movie. Yeah. Oh, Gilbert!
Gas in the match in the gas tank. Boom, boom.
Yeah. I liked Robert. Here's the thing. Not enough Oscars go to comedic roles. I don't think somehow or another. I think it's lost on the Academy. It's a lost cause. I don't think they realize just how much work goes into being funny.
In that movie, he was an Australian.
Yeah, Australian.
He was an Australian playing an African American who then has both of those accents and characteristics go into a man who's playing a Mandarin Chinese man.
Yep.
So the guy's speaking Mandarin with an African American dialect with Australian underneath.
Yep.
He was playing 3 different dialects at the same time.
And when he pulls off his thing, he was like, "I'm Father O'Malley."
Yeah. I mean,
like that. Yeah, it was just
sneaky talented.
Yeah.
What's our time frame? What are we looking at?
Okay. Anyway, we don't have a time frame.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So
there is no time frame.
Makeup. They only even have 3 people nominated.
I know, isn't that weird? Who are they?
Border, never seen it. Mary Queen of Scots.
No.
And Vice. They did a lot of good work with him to make him look like Dick Cheney.
Apparently he gained weight simply in his neck. He did a bunch of working out just to make his neck thicken.
Yeah. He put on 30 pounds.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it to Mary Queen of Scots.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a period piece.
All those period pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen clips, but Margot Robbie in there is like, she's butt
Is
ugly.
she in that movie?
Yeah, she plays Queen Elizabeth.
I thought it was Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan is Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And Mary Queen of Scots was they were trying to battle who had the throne. But
You
eventually, Mary Queen of Scots lost. She got
You want to talk about...
killed.
Yeah. Margaret Robbie is turning out to be quite the actress. Not just
I,
some
Tonya was great.
I didn't see it, but I know.
You gotta see I, Tonya.
Yeah.
You should be writing down all the movies.
Yeah, I know.
Me too.
Yeah, I the movie. Even Wolf of Wall Street. I think she should have been up for supporting actress. She wasn't even nominated for that. And
I think her vagina got nominated.
Really?
Yeah. The scene where she's holding out and she's in the baby room with her legs spread.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come on." She's like, "Nope." I mean, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That whole I love that movie.
I didn't like it when I saw it, but I like it in retrospect. It felt very repetitive to me, because it was just oh, hey, we don't have, what do we do now? Oh, yeah, let's just have him do more coke.
But the Quaalude scene, when they kicked in and he's at the country club, I haven't laughed so hard at one scene in a long time.
It was pretty damn
When
funny.
he's crawling down the steps.
And then Jonah Hill, he has that fight with Jonah Hill, and Jonah Hill's like,
"Go talk on the phone."
Yeah, that's in retrospect, that's a pretty good movie.
It's a true story.
Yeah, and
original score.
I think
Mary Poppins. I think.
I don't think so.
They wrote their own music for it.
Did they?
It's not from the original.
Yeah, I know Terrence Blanchard got nominated. I actually, before you came over, was listening to the different scores. Actually,
Black Panther might, because that had a pretty decent.
I listened to that score, and I think that's gonna win. That is the one score that actually moved me. And then the other score that I really liked was If Beale Street Could Talk. I listened to that, and I was like, is good. But Terrence Blanchard might win because he's a pretty famous like jazz musician as well. So
original song, Shallow.
Shallow's gonna win, no question. Absolutely not. Absolutely. And like that scene and the scene where they play that for the first time. I don't think there was one scene in any movie this year that exhilarated me as much as where she just like she's just standing there in the background. And she finally is just like she's like
I'm gonna do it.
Like,
and even when she's singing it, she's like, I can't believe I'm here.
Exactly. And
that's why her performance is so good because she's a freaking diva.
Yeah,
very talented.
Yeah.
But she knows how to, the red carpet dresses and the whole 9 yards. And she had to just
costume.
She had to just like what?
Dial it down. She had to take all of her affectations
strip
away.
Everything about her, and then play vulnerable.
Yeah,
which she's a strong person. She's like fuck you, in her life.
Right, exactly.
And now she's like,
and Andrew Dice Clay, like
I'd really love to see her sneak in the back door and win Best Actress.
I hope she win. I really hope she does. Like, and I think it's going to really come between her and Glenn Close. I don't think there's anybody. I mean, I don't. And to be honest, Melissa McCarthy, I like her, but like, and I've liked her. I personally thought she should have won for Bridesmaids that year. Like,
she was really good.
Yeah, she was good in that movie.
I don't think she's.
It
was good that she got nominated.
I'm glad she got nominated again. But like, honestly, like, I'm so done with her. Like, I just like she's just too many. Like, even the movie The Heat, which was pretty decent. Like. She plays the same fucking character in every movie she's in. Like
she's been doing that.
Yeah, the potty mouth, loud mouth. Like she's basically been playing the John Candy role. The female version of the John Candy role for like the last like decade. Like
body shaming aside.
Body shaming aside. Yeah, no. And
being a funny fat guy.
Yeah, exactly. The funny potty mouth, or loud mouth, wise ass, who has a little bit of poignance in her every so often. But so we got definitely
so production design.
What are the nominees?
Panther, Favorite, First Man, Mary Poppins, and Roma.
I think Black Panther's gonna win.
Okay.
I do.
I originally had Mary Poppins, but I think it's going to be.
Did you see it?
No.
I've
seen clips though. I mean, you got to recreate, 1700s or when did that take place? I don't even know. No, there's cars in it, so it's.
I have
20s.
Like, I want to see it only because I love Emily Blunt. That's really. But honestly, I'm just like, fuck you guys. Don't fuck with Mary Poppins. That movie's such. I mean, it's such a classic. Like, what were you guys thinking? Did you guys really think that was going to make any money? Like, I mean, I get it that there's a built-in audience.
It did make money.
Did it make? Yeah, it did.
Actually, in Weekly, I mean, my career out there was as a production designer, so I know what it takes.
Yeah.
And I did piece of crap movies that end up on Cinemax at 2 in the morning.
Really?
But I know.
I probably watched at least 7 of them.
Yeah?
Well, depends on what movie it was.
Yeah. Anyway, I was art department. That was my job. So production design, that's basically the art department award.
Really?
And if I looked at it as if I had to production design any of those movies. And Black Panther, you're designing CG.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, so I don't give it that much credit. First Man, maybe. But if I had to production design, the biggest challenge would be Mary Poppins. You're building all kinds of sets. And
fair enough.
That's just from a personal standpoint.
No, totally fair enough. I mean, you have more experience about it than I do. I just think I think Black Panther. I mean, I just think, like I said, you as I've said, I'm not like a huge fan of that movie, but I just thought that just creating a whole city and a whole just like civilization was just pretty phenomenal. But
that's true.
But that being said, it's Black Panther.
Okay. It probably will.
Yeah.
Animated short, I don't care.
Nope.
Animated feature, Spider-Man will probably take
Spider-Man's gonna win,
into the shortiverse or whatever the hell it's called. Live action short.
Into the scrotum verse.
Sound editing, I'm going to give to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Wait, sound design?
Sound editing.
No. Quiet Place is going to get it.
Oh, that's probably true.
Yep, I think because I first off, that movie should have been nominated for far more awards than it did.
Yeah, I thought that was a really great movie.
I thought it was a real.
I'm a continuity guy, so there's some pretty large continuity flaws that I'm not in.
My wife's the same way. She's just like, no, that's a bad thing.
Something's got to be. Well, what do you? I mean, there's got to be about 6 tons of sand spread around their property. I'm like, how you pulling that off?
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, what I think
for the quiet walkways.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I totally get it. I actually do. But no, like I just think for sound design, I mean, they had to
or
be
the lack thereof.
so precise. You know what I mean? With
yeah.
But yeah.
I didn't even.
But
think
here's the
about
thing.
that.
I have a feeling that he, as a director, is going to become. I love Ron Howard movies, like most of them, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. But I think he, because his background is in television, you know what I mean, just like.
Where is the Ron Howard connection that you're making?
Because he's just kind of the all-American guy who got to start in television, and.
But we were talking about sound editing.
Yeah, I know, but
you just went right into Ron Howard for some reason.
Oh, Ron Howard!
I'm just trying to follow you, man. I'm trying to stay with you, buddy.
That's aggression will not stand, man. All right, no. The reason, because I think it should have been nominated for more Oscars, and I think Ron Howard's movies.
But what movies are we talking? Ron Howard doesn't have anything in the Oscars this year.
No, he doesn't. I'm just saying that Ron Howard hasn't been nominated very many times, and I think that John Krasinski is going to have that. He's going to.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're comparing John Krasinski with
to Ron
as a Ron. Oh, okay,
yeah.
now
it's kind of like that all.
I'm back.
Yep.
Now I'm with you.
Yep. See, and I'm not even going to edit that out because it's gold. Because we're just like, what
were you talking about?
What were we talking about?
Where'd you go?
Where did that come from? Yeah,
I've been rewatching The Office on Netflix. I mean, he was amazing.
He's amazing.
His nonverbals.
Yeah.
So, here's my therapist coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were doing John Krasinski. I thought you were like.
Yeah.
This doesn't translate on audio.
I know it doesn't.
But Hal's giving me like looks, and I'm like, oh, did I say something wrong? But he's actually imitating Krasinski on The Office.
He like does the neck like where.
So here's where my therapist comes in.
Yeah.
80% of communication, actually 90%, 80 to 90% is nonverbal.
Yeah.
Of all communication.
Yeah.
So 90% of what we're doing right here is not translating.
No. Exactly. Right. Like when especially when I'm just like looking at my dog, I'm just like.
Yeah, random neighbors walk by your back window. Yeah. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. Well, visual
effects. What Infinity War.
Yeah.
I kind of don't. I actually liked Infinity War. I thought
didn't think it was bad.
I thought they took a pretty decent gamble in ending it the way they did. I mean, it's a cliffhanger. I mean, obviously, and I think it's very clear that they're not going to just kill all their heroes. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Robert Downey Jr. wants to retire.
Yep, as does Chris Evans.
He's stuck out in space.
Yeah.
But Chris Evans survived.
Yeah, Chris Evans survived.
What's the next movie? The end of all wars or whatever. The Endgame.
Endgame. Yeah. He's going to be. But no, his contract's up, and I think he says he doesn't want to do it anymore.
It's not a big deal. You just replace him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that kind of audience, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many Hulks have we had?
Yeah, I know. Personally, I think Mark Ruffalo has been the best of the Hulks.
I do too.
Yeah, and I think it's because don't get me wrong, I like Edward Norton, but like
I can't believe Edward Norton would do Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. Like he's such a prima donna. He's such a great actor, but he's such a dick in real life.
Well, he didn't do the second one to the original because contract. He's like, I want more money, and they wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah. So
visuals, I go with First Man.
Really, I have to see it first before I can say. But based on what you've told me, it probably deserves it. We talked on the phone about it.
It does a really unique perspective. Mm-hmm. This is how it differs from every other space movie.
Yeah.
Is most of it's first person.
Mm-hmm.
Were we talking about that before off the air? I think we were.
Yeah.
But most of the movie, it's based around Neil Armstrong, the first man to set foot on the moon.
Right.
And from his test pilot days up until setting foot on the moon is what the movie's about.
Right.
and all the backstory and what the wives go through. And Claire Foy was nominated. I don't see why for Golden Globes, and I'm glad she didn't get nominated for Oscars.
Yeah.
But when he's doing these test pilots, it's all about him in the cockpit.
Yeah.
And his little view out of these 6-inch windows, and how these original lunar modules. I mean, you look around the cockpit and there's shit with duct tape on it and just rivets, and it's not modern.
Right.
And these guys are launching themselves into space in basically, erector sets.
Right.
And so that's the drama of what he goes through in these cockpits when they're taking off and solving problems, and it's very Apollo 13-ish that way. Anyway, I loved it. I'm watching it white knuckle.
Yeah, really.
I didn't expect that, but
it's on Blu-ray now, so I think maybe I might. My birthday's coming up. Maybe I'll have to
stream it. I stream everything.
I still am like, I like to have the things in my hot little hands. You know what I mean? Like, I give away all my digital copies to friends because I just never use them.
Looking around. Oh yeah, you got the big 7 shelves worth of movies over there.
Yep, I do. But you know who I think? All right, continue. Go. Who else? What else? What other nominees?
Oh, what did we just do? Visual.
Yeah.
Adapted screenplay. I think is going to go to A Star Is Born.
Star Is Born's going to win.
That's where they're going to give him that cookie Oscar.
Yep, they're going to.
Sorry, you didn't do this other stuff.
Yeah, he said he felt kind of embarrassed that he didn't get nominated for Best Director. He said it at first, and he said it wasn't like out of an ego thing. It was because he was just like, "Did I not do my job all right? Did I, I got nominated?"
I think it was stupid that he didn't get nominated.
Absolutely.
And if he got nominated, I might even pick him.
Yep, because look at Robert Redford. He's beat out Martin Scorsese. Well, he beat out Martin Scorsese for Ordinary People when Martin Scorsese was nominated for Raging Bull, and then. Kevin Costner beat out Scorsese for Goodfellas when Kevin Costner won for
Dances with Wolves,
which was.
Did Redford get nominated for A River Runs Through It?
I think he.
Because he directed that movie.
I think he did. Yeah.
Okay.
He got nominated for Quiz Show too. Actually.
Yeah, that was a good show.
That's a good.
That
movie.
won Best Picture.
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
No, Forrest Gump won that year.
Oh.
But Shawshank was also nominated too that year.
That should have won.
Pulp Fiction was nominated for that year as well.
But they did the same thing they did to him for Django Unchained.
That should have won Best Act. That should have won Best Picture that year.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's nominated actor, director, everything. They gave him the screenplay.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing with Django.
Yeah.
They just were like, okay, you deserve an Oscar, but we're not going to give you the big ones.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen with Bradley Cooper this year.
Did you like Django Unchained?
Yeah.
That was hands down. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time list.
If there's any knock on Tarantino, he says, okay, there needs to be violence here.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to put it up to 11.
Yeah.
Like, he really piles on the violence.
Yeah. Like, yeah, and I will say...
I like The Hateful Eight.
I love The Hateful Eight. I'm probably one of the few... Like, I have a friend, my friend Derek, his wife, and this is off topic again. Like, she was like, yeah, my dad was watching a movie. She was like, do you know what the worst movie I've ever seen is? And I'm like, what? She goes, it's on Netflix. My dad was watching it. It's just so terrible. And like, I was like, what is it? She was, The Hateful Eight. It's just so... And I was like...
Because it's low and slow.
Yeah.
And a lot of dialogue.
And a lot of dialogue. And it's...
You don't have patience.
Women are getting punched in it. And like, there's a lot of...
Jennifer Jason Leigh was awesome.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of Samuel Jackson gets his dick sucked by a guy that he tells a whole story about it. But like
and then makes him walk naked and freeze to death.
Exactly. Yeah. There's
it's that violent revenge thing that Tarantino does.
So she was just like, and I told her, I was like, "Are you kidding me? I love that movie." She was like, "What do you love about that movie?" I was like, "I don't know everything." It was like it was
Easter eggs. Tarantino lives his whole movie style is about planting the most minuscule Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Like, who's making the coffee right now?
Yeah.
Did they put the poison in there? It's like you got to pay attention. Mm-hmm. Even just the door.
Yeah.
When they come in and the door handle isn't on.
Yeah.
People are like, why isn't there a door handle? Why they got to nail that shut? And some people think, oh, the wind must have got it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't find out later until that the bad guys are already there that have been sitting in the basement the whole movie, shot the door handle off.
Right.
But that's the stuff I love. I'm like, why is that door handle
off?
off?
Yeah. I mean, there's stuff that you don't... Like, I've seen Kill Bill at least, 10 times. And, every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, wait, there's something right there. Like Quentin Tarantino, like he is my all-time favorite director, and like some people think like, oh, he's just into torture, he's into revenge porn and blah blah blah, and I'm just like, no. You know, you can bash Quentin Tarantino for a lot of things, but like honestly, you can't deny his movies are entertaining.
Pulp Fiction's in my top 3.
It's my number 1.
Okay. So
it is interchangeable with that and The Big Lebowski. Like I could Big Lebowski's
I love
number
Big
2.
Lebowski just because of the. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's. I've watched so many movies and I appreciate so many movies. I'd have to do top 10s in like every category.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in America.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is such
anything that's on.
You've seen the director's cut of it, please. I'm right.
Sure. But back when I watched that was VHS, and that's 2 VHS tapes.
2 VHS.
So when you go to the video store and you're like, "Oh, that's interesting. It's 2 tapes." Oh no, I'm gonna pass. And it's a travesty.
Yeah,
De Niro.
I could have gotten that on Blu-ray.
James Woods.
Yeah, and the score is just beautiful. I mean, and the thing is, the movie is just.
And that was Sergio Leone, right?
Yes, Sergio Leone. Yeah. It's his last movie, and it's supposedly it's the one that personally and physically killed him because like they destroyed it with the cinematic, the theatrical cut. They cut out a whole hour of it, and it killed him, and like he died shortly after.
Yeah,
and it's just absolutely fantastic because it's elegiac. If I like using them fancy words.
Yeah.
And it's just such a good movie. But I'll tell you what movies that we didn't talk about.
Okay.
That I just think are just. All right, Mandy.
Okay, I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
Yeah, no. Honestly, like. It's not going to win any Oscars. It would never win any Oscars. But Nicolas Cage in it, like, he's just perfect in it.
No, I mean, the plot is basically he's trying to save his daughter or something like that?
No, absolutely not. No, basically, he lives in this backwoods house with his girlfriend who's clearly had a lot of life that she's lived. Hard times. She's got a scar on her. And basically... she catches the attention of these Jesus freaks, and no disrespect to people who are Christian, but
we know it.
But
even Christians
like
know
a cult.
what Jesus freaks
it's like
are.
A cult, Right. And it's basically this cult leader. She catches the attention of it as they drive by her, and he basically like offers himself, says, be mine, and she says no, and she gets injected with this LSD-ish thing, and the movie...
So he's trying to save his daughter, though, right?
No.
To get her out of this cult?
No, it's his girlfriend. And
girlfriend.
And basically, she gets on the wrong side of this cult leader, and they kill her. They burn her alive.
Oh, right? So it's a revenge movie.
Yeah, and so he's a woodsman, basically. He chops trees down for his 9-to-5er, and after this happens, he's left for dead, and like it's Nicolas Cage. It is Nicolas Cageiest, you know what I mean? But like, and it's such a good. The first half is extremely slow. I mean, not half, but like the first, I'd say 30 minutes, it's extremely slow. But here's the thing, and some people might be like, "What is this about? I don't get it." Whatever. But like, if you didn't have that first 30 minutes, the movie would not have you wouldn't understand the drive that he has to get revenge on these people. Like,
right.
And it is clearly whoever. I mean, it's done in such a way that it's like I've never done acid before, which is weird considering, but my history. But it looks like it was done on an acid trip. But it was my number one movie of last year because it's just it's not a movie I've ever seen before. You know what I mean? And then number 2 is Bad Times at the El Royale, right?
Yeah.
Because that movie, like, I don't know why the hate on that movie. They got terrible reviews, like just absolutely terrible. And like the reason I love it is because you could tell every frame is done with such passion. Like I was watching the making of, and they were like, they were really worried about because there's a clock in the movie, at front of the hotel, and like with like you said with continuity, like they were really worried that it's just not gonna sync up with everything. But like the director Drew Goddard or whatever the hell his name is, he knew exactly where the hands on the clock were going to be at each scene. And
it just takes a good script
supervisor. And it just popped.
The script supervisor takes care of that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm getting to the point where like between Hugh Jackman and I can't think of a bad movie that Jeff Bridges does.
Right.
If Jeff Bridges is in a movie at this point in my movie viewing opinion, it can't be that bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? The same way I feel about.
I'm getting kind of tired of the grizzly country guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of his voice.
But he
ever since True Grit, he just sounds like True Grit in every one of his movies now. I'm just like. Which worked for him
in Crazy Heart.
In Crazy Heart,
he won the Oscar for that. But yeah,
he deserved that.
Yeah, he did, and to a certain extent, that's basically A Star Is Born almost. I mean, without the her becoming a pop star.
I can't. There's so much Hollywood movies where you got 65, 70-year-old men that 30-something women are falling in love with. I mean that. I think that's unrealistic in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
What movie did I just watch last night? I showed my son Hannah.
Oh my God, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
The one where
I wanted Hannah's sequel.
Eric Bana, right?
And Saoirse Ronan.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so glad you mentioned that. That is like one of my favorite. We're breaking records again.
Okay.
That's like one of my favorite action movies, and the thing is, nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about when I talk about it. So the fact that you brought it up, we are so in sync, buddy.
I want the Hannah sequel though.
Yeah, I do too.
Because at the end,
I missed your heart.
Well, that was the opening line. And that was her first line in the movie, and her last line in the movie.
Yeah, nobody's. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure that not Edgar Wright, jeez, the guy who directed it, I think. Gosh,
I'm not remembering right now.
We're gonna do it. I'm IMDb. It's gonna bother me.
It ends with her like, okay, this is closure. I don't want to hurt people anymore. And I think a really great sequel would be, 15 years later, she's in her mid-20s now.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know, living on a beach somewhere, and has a normal life and a normal boyfriend, and the CIA.
Yeah,
which Marissa was after her to kill her.
Yeah.
Some other you could very easily Jason Bourne it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where he thinks he's away, but then another faction of the CIA goes, "Wait a minute, why does this program still exist? We got to get this guy."
You know what he needs? Director Joe Wright, not Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright did the Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and all that stuff. But they could do sort of like almost an Unbreakable thing, like wait another decade and then do it, sneak it in somehow and then be like, yes, guess what? There's going to be another, because I still want to see Glass, despite the
I don't.
Really?
I'm not really.
Did you not like Unbreakable?
I don't know if I saw Unbreakable.
Get out of my house. I'm just kidding.
Right. We're going to have those moments.
Get out.
Right?
Get the fuck out of my house. No, I'm joking. No,
I saw Split.
Split was good, personally, I thought he should have been up for. It's a genre piece, but
he does 29 characters in this movie.
Yeah,
29 different.
Yeah, and he
rocked not characters, each one of them. Personalities.
You only get to see about 5 of them, but like if you just
in Glass.
In
Glass
Split.
He does.
Yeah, in Split, but
he does 7 or 8 in Split, but in this one he does 29.
Did you see it?
No, I just saw the interviews.
Okay,
I saw him on the Graham Norton show.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. He's a hell of an actor, and I don't think he gets nearly the credit he deserves. But no, I really want to see Glass because I loved Unbreakable. If you ever want to borrow it, I've got it on DVD and Blu-ray. But anyway, in fact, I just showed a friend who she'd seen Split, but she'd never seen Unbreakable, and I had her watch Unbreakable, and she was like, "Oh my God, now it makes so much more sense now." Because if you just see Split and you see Bruce Willis at the end, sorry, spoiler alert, but you've had like a year and a half to watch it, so at this point, fuck you. if you see Split and you see Bruce Willis at the end, you're probably like, oh, that's interesting, but what the fuck does that mean? Mm-hmm. But you have to see Unbreakable, because Unbreakable is just absolutely. I think as much as I love The Sixth Sense, but I love Unbreakable more because
I like The Village. I liked it a lot.
Really? I like parts of The Village more.
I mean, there's continuity stuff.
Yeah. But I actually liked, I like Signs, actually. Like, and people, and I think some people,
we're talking about M. Night Shyamalan movies.
M. Night Shyamalan movies. But yeah, I liked The Village. When I first saw it, I thought it was a little disappointing.
I loved it. I loved the twist.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, this all makes sense.
Yeah, but I like Signs because it was just so clever in the sense that you really don't see much of any of the aliens. And
spoiler alert.
But yeah, spoiler alert.
There's no real spoiler.
But upon scrutiny, you're like, so the aliens decided to pick a world that's like literally like covered in water, and that's like their weakness. What?
Yeah.
Like what? Why? Anyway, so yeah. But anyway, So it's just I don't know. I just I really wish Bruce will. You got to get going.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
But I don't want to tell you how to run your show. I was just gonna. What I do with my therapy sessions is I always summarize.
Yeah.
So what have we learned today? You always want your clients leaving.
You need to watch fucking Unbreakable.
You want your clients leaving.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about some good stuff today. Yeah. I don't want you to forget about it.
Right.
So take home these 3 pieces.
Right. Yeah, I think the takeaways for me is that I need as much. I don't know. I'm like, after this last year's Oscars, I was very happy with a lot of the things that won, like Sam Rockwell, Frances McDormand,
mm-hmm.
But
did Billboards win the Oscar? I even forget.
No. The Shape of Water won.
Okay, I like that movie.
It was not. Here's the thing. You know what I call that movie? You know what I call that movie? Splash 2, Hard Water.
Oh, come on. You can't compare it to Splash.
It's Splash.
It's fucking Daryl Hannah.
Yeah, okay, it's Daryl Hannah. But come on.
Besides Kill Bill Volume 2, what has she done?
She hasn't done anything.
Oh, my God. You can't compare Shape of Water to Splash, can you?
Maybe not the performances, but like
don't back down. Hold your ground, man.
I'm gonna hold my ground.
If you hated it, you hated it.
I didn't hate. No, here's the thing. I didn't hate it, but it was like nothing I haven't seen before a million times. It was just another it was another movie where, like, so to speak, fish out of water, mm-hmm. And then there's the straight, and then there's like the person who's just trying to deal, falls in love with like. It just, to me, it just was like. It did nothing for me.
But if you look at the overall picture,
I think I need to see it again because
production design.
Production. It was splashed with better production values. Like, again, it's.
Okay, I get you. We'll have to agree to disagree.
We're gonna. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I liked Sally Hawkins in the movie. I liked.
It's kind of like comparing American Pie to American Beauty to me. You're like trying to say, oh, American Beauty is just American Pie too. I want to just be like, what?
Yeah. I call, that was what I forever would call.
Another movie I'd put in my top 5 too. Is
American Beauty.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say American Pie. I was like,
no,
I think we really disagreed. But no, American Beauty.
Although I cannot stop saying for one time in band camp, I can't get rid of that.
Yeah.
What's my name, bitch?
American Beauty, I saw 5 times in the theater. That's how much I liked it.
Yeah, I saw it 2-3 times. Just visually, I related to that kid.
Yeah. Sure.
I didn't have the abusive military father, but I felt like I was misunderstood. I wanted his life. I'm like, because I wanted to be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
So him shooting all that stuff.
With
and
the plot. No, I mean, it's a brilliant film. It's hard to watch, a little hard to watch now with the whole Kevin Spacey factor. But, I mean,
Yeah.
But you know, like, I've always been very, very good at being able to separate the artist from the movie, you know.
I mean, that's a whole nother topic of another time.
Yeah.
But look at, like, say, Roman Polanski and The Pianist.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy arguably is involved in a murder.
Yeah, and a rape.
And a rape and a murder and skips country.
Yeah.
You know, a la whoever, Julian Sands or the guy that's in Russia right now, the whistleblower guy. You know.
Julian Solange or whatever his name is.
Well, he Julian Solange does anyway.
Yeah, whatever.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about.
So Roman Polanski basically, if he didn't rape and murder that girl, then he certainly says, well, I don't want to go to trial for it. Yeah. And if he didn't and he thought he could get off, he would have stayed.
Yeah.
But then we went and watched The Pianist. At least I did. 3 times.
The Pianist is a brilliant movie, and nobody I don't think a lot of people remember it.
Well, because it was like 3-hour-long Holocaust movie.
Yeah. And
about some poor guy that has to live in a closet for most of the movie just to survive, you know what I mean?
Personally, Schindler's List is a great movie. It's
kind of like Diary of Anne Frank type of movie.
Yeah. Personally, in fact, now I want to watch The Pianist. It's been so long. And it's like been over a decade since that movie came out. It's been almost 50. It came out in like 2002 or something like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard to believe that like some of these movies that I love are over like almost 20 years old now. Mm-hmm. Like American Beauty turns 20 this year, as does Fight Club. Fight Club is.
No, man. Don't even get me going on how awesome and brilliant Fight Club was.
I saw it the first time and I was like, meh. But it's one of those movies that, in my opinion, has achieved such greatness that it's in my top 20. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I think I didn't understand it because I was just... I think as you get older and you start realizing that you have all these things in your life, like these material things, and you're just like... They don't mean anything.
It's one of the best representations of schizophrenia that I've seen on film.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See, that's
a multiple personality. That's his. Brad Pitt is the alter ego he created for himself because he didn't have the courage to do it himself. So. Yeah.
So, well, I think we. Oh my God! We beat our record from last year. Yeah, it was last year.
It was.
It was. Well, I think we're good.
Awesome.
I think we did great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I had a great time.
I could talk for another 3 hours.
I could probably talk.
Next time we talk movies, we're going to just have to go, okay, category.
Yeah.
Let's just stick to this.
Yeah.
Because we're both manic. We can both just fly right off the handle.
Yeah. All right.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And as always, you're always welcome back. And that, as always, is Darcy Wennes. Very, very opinionated and always, always good to talk about the movies with him. I am so... Oh, what a great episode. And it was our longest one. He's beaten the record, as always, just like last time. We're at an hour and 42 minutes. So, yeah. That it's the longest episode yet. So, it was all good stuff. So I'm really, really pleased with that. And when we can have an episode that's sustained for so long and have such a good we could have talked for another hour probably. I don't think you guys would tune in that long, but my attention span couldn't handle that. But we're manic, man. We're manic, and we're manic about movies. So, I clearly have some to catch up on, and obviously, as always, I'll be having to watch them sooner than later because the Oscars are going to be coming up pretty quick, the telecast. So, but yeah, movies are life, as are just like to me, movies are life, and. I talked about one of the last episodes with Jennifer Brunick. Poetry is life, but movies for me they really are life. I could go on and on. Movies have gotten me through so many hard times. and it's good to have somebody to bounce things off of. And Darcy did that, and Darcy and I, we're very close, and he's a good guy, and he's good people, and we're both in recovery, and we're just, as always, we're just living it one day at a time, or in this case, maybe one movie at a time. Something to think about.
Neurotics.